Fear begins here. Welcome to Legend and Nightmare, and let the terror unfold. Subscribe. I'm an experienced hiker. 20 years on these trails. Know every path, every turn, every marker. The Appalachian Trail is my second home. I've hiked it section by section, state by state, year by year. Started in my 20s. Now I'm 42. Completed the entire trail 3 times. Through hiked twice. Section hiked once. Know it better than my own neighborhood. Better than my own house. Better than I know myself. Not until last October. Until I found the markers. The ones that weren't supposed to be there. The ones that led somewhere else. Somewhere wrong. Somewhere that shouldn't exist. Somewhere that changes you. Somewhere that claims you. Somewhere that never lets you forget what you saw, what you found, what you survived. I started at Blood Mountain, popular section, northern Georgia. Easy day hike. I'd done it dozens of times. Same route, same markers, same destination. Summit, view, descent, home. Simple, safe, routine. I could hike it blindfolded, could do it in my sleep. Could navigate it drunk? That's how well I knew it. How comfortable I was. How stupid I'd become. But that morning felt different. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. No birds singing. No insects buzzing. No squirrels chattering. No wind rustling. Just silence. Heavy silence. Oppressive silence. Wrong silence. The kind that makes your skin crawl. Makes your hair stand up. Makes your instincts scream. Turn back. Go home. Don't continue? But I ignored it. Brushed it off. Chalked it up to weather. To season. To imagination. Big mistake. Fatal mistake. Almost. I'd been hiking for 2 miles. Standard pace. Standard effort. Standard everything. That's when I noticed the first marker. White blaze on a tree. Standard Appalachian Trail marker. 2 inches by 6 inches. White paint. Vertical rectangle. Except this one was facing the wrong direction. Pointing off trail. Into dense forest. Into wilderness. Into nowhere. I stopped. Studied it. Checked my map. No trail there. No path marked. No reason for a marker. No explanation. I walked closer. Examined it. Carefully. The paint was fresh, very fresh. Still had that chemical smell. Applied within days, maybe within hours, maybe that morning, before I arrived, before I started, before I walked into this. Someone had painted it, recently, deliberately, carefully. But why? Who? For what purpose? I took a photo, documented it, GPS coordinates, timestamp, evidence. Then I continued, stayed on the proper trail, the real trail, the safe trail, ignored the false marker, assumed vandalism, kids playing pranks, teenagers being stupid, nothing serious, nothing dangerous, nothing to worry about. I was wrong, so wrong, dangerously wrong. A mile later, I found another one, same white blaze. Same fresh paint, same wrong direction, pointing deeper into wilderness, away from the trail, away from safety, away from civilization, away from witnesses, away from help, away from rescue. This time I stopped longer, looked around, felt watched, felt observed, felt studied, like something was there, in the trees, in the shadows, in the silence, watching my reaction. Watching my decision, watching to see if I'd follow, if I'd take the bait, if I'd fall into the trap. I kept hiking, stayed on the main trail, ignored the false markers. But they kept appearing, every quarter mile, every bend, every clearing, always pointing the same direction, always leading deeper, always beckoning. The pattern was deliberate. The spacing was precise. The direction was consistent. This wasn't random, wasn't vandalism, wasn't kids. This was planned. Systematic, purposeful. Someone, or something, was creating a trail. A false trail. A trap by the 5th marker. I was disturbed. By the 10th. I was concerned. By the 15th. I was terrified. Someone had spent hours, maybe days, painting these markers, placing them carefully, creating this elaborate deception, this complex lure, this sophisticated trap. But for what? For who? For me? Stay with me now. Keep listening. Don't look away. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do it now. Right now. This second. Because what I found following those markers, what I saw at the end of that false trail, what tried to claim me, changed everything I thought I knew about these mountains, about what lives here, about what hunts here, about what feeds here. At noon, I reached a junction. Official trail marker. Wooden sign. Well maintained, pointing left toward the summit. 2 miles. Easy climb. Beautiful view. Standard destination. But the false markers. There were 3 of them now. All at this juncture. All pointing right. Into thick forest. Into darkness. Into unknown. Into danger. Into death. I stood there. For 10 minutes, debating. Logic said go left. Instinct said go left. Experience said go left. But curiosity, that damned curiosity, that fatal flaw, that human weakness, whispered, go right. See where they lead. Investigate. Document. Understand. Just a quick look. Just a short detour. Just a little peek. What could go wrong? I made a decision. A stupid decision. A decision I regret. Every single day. Every single night. Every single moment. I turned right. Followed the false markers. Followed my curiosity. Followed my doom. Into the forest. Into the trap. Into hell. The forest changed immediately. Dramatically. Completely. Trees became closer. Together. Older. Taller. Darker. The canopy thickened. Sunlight disappeared. Temperature dropped. 10 degrees. 15, 20, in seconds. The undergrowth grew thick, thorny, aggressive, grabbing at my clothes, at my skin, at my pack, like it was trying to stop me, warn me, turn me back. But I pushed forward, pushed through, pushed deeper, following the markers. They appeared regularly, every 50 feet, leading me deeper, 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 away from the trail, away from people, away from safety. The forest got darker, quieter, colder. My breath became visible. My hands went numb. My instincts screamed. Turn back, run, escape. But I didn't, couldn't, wouldn't. The markers pulled me forward, compelled me, controlled me, like I was hypnotized, like I was possessed, like I wasn't myself anymore. After 20 minutes, the markers led to a clearing, small clearing, circular clearing, perfect clearing. To perfect, the ground was bare, no grass, no leaves, no moss, no life, just dirt, packed hard, packed smooth, used frequently, or used never. Impossible to tell, but wrong, definitely wrong, absolutely wrong. In the center stood a structure, made of branches, woven together, complex weaving, deliberate construction, skillful craftsmanship. It was 6 feet tall, 4 feet wide, dome-shaped, cage-like, or trap-like, or altar-like, covered in more white blazes, dozens of them, painted everywhere, on every branch, every surface, every angle, like claiming it, like marking it, like owning it. Inside the structure, I could see bones, dozens of them, hundreds maybe, deer bones, bear bones, smaller animals, all arranged carefully, deliberately, artistically, in patterns, in circles, in designs that suggested meaning, purpose, ritual, religion, worship, feeding, and in the very center, fresh bones, still had tissue, still had blood, still had smell, strong smell, metallic smell, death smell. Something had fed here, recently, very recently, hours ago, maybe minutes. Maybe it was still here, watching, waiting, deciding. I took photos, my hands shaking, my heart pounding, my mind racing. This was wrong. This was evil. This was dangerous. I needed to leave, needed to report this, needed to warn people. I turned to go. That's when I heard it. Movement, behind me, in the forest. Heavy footsteps, bipedal, human-sized. But the gait was wrong. Too long between steps. Too heavy, too deliberate. Not human, not animal. Something else. I froze. Didn't breathe, didn't move, didn't exist. Just listened. The footsteps circled around the clearing, around me, around the structure, testing, evaluating, deciding, then stopped. Complete silence for 30 seconds, 40, 50. My lungs burned, my muscles ached, my mind broke. Then, more movement. To my left, then my right, then behind again. Multiple sources, multiple things, multiple entities, circling, surrounding, trapping. I was in their space, their clearing, their feeding ground, their hunting ground, their killing ground. And they knew I'd followed the markers, knew I'd taken the bait, knew I'd walked into their trap, knew I was theirs now, to feed on, to consume, to claim. I saw one, through the trees, just a glimpse, just a shadow, just a shape, but enough. Tall, impossibly tall, 8 feet, maybe 9, thin, impossibly thin, skeletal, covered in something, branches, or fur, or skin that looked like bark, or bark that looked like skin. Its head was wrong, too elongated, too angular, too alien, and its eyes, God, its eyes, pale, reflective, glowing, locked on me. I ran, abandoned everything. Camera, GPS, dignity, pride, sanity, just ran. Crashed through forest, through thorns, through branches, through hell. No direction, no plan, no thought, just movement, just escape, just survival. Behind me, they followed, not running, walking. That same deliberate pace, that same heavy footfall, that same patient pursuit, like they had done this before, many times, with many hikers, with many victims. And they always won, always caught, always fed. I don't know how long I ran. Felt like hours, probably 10 minutes, maybe less. I burst onto the main trail, found other hikers. A group of 4, young, healthy, confident. They looked at me, saw my terror, my injuries, my panic, my tears, my breakdown, asked what happened, what was wrong. If I needed help, I grabbed the leader, shook him, screamed at him, leave, get off the mountain, go home now, right now, don't ask, don't question, just run. They thought I was crazy, dehydrated, lost, injured, hallucinating. They offered water, offered first aid, offered to hike with me, offered to help. I refused, pushed them away, left them there, left them to their fate. Left them to the markers, to the clearing, to the creatures. I ran to my car, hands shaking so bad, couldn't get key in ignition. Took 5 tries. Finally started. Drove away, fast, reckless, illegal, desperate. In my rearview mirror, I saw it, standing at the trailhead, in broad daylight, not hiding, not concealing, just standing. Watching me leave. Tall, impossibly tall, thin, impossibly thin, covered in that something that looked like bark, like skin, like nightmare. It raised one arm, long, too long, wrong joints, and waved, slowly, deliberately, mockingly, like it was saying, goodbye, for now. Until next time, until you return, because you will. They all do, eventually. I called rangers that night, reported everything, the false markers, the clearing, the structure, the bones, the creatures, all of it. They investigated. Next morning, sent a team, with dogs, with equipment, with skepticism, found nothing. No markers, no clearing, no bones, no evidence, no proof. Said I must have been confused, disoriented, dehydrated, hallucinating. Suggested I see someone, a doctor, a therapist, someone professional. But I know what I saw, know what I found, know what followed me, know what let me escape. And I know what happened to those 4 hikers, the ones I warned, the ones I left, the ones I abandoned. They never came off the mountain, never returned to their car, never went home. Search parties launched, 40 people, 3 days, found nothing. No trace, no evidence, no bodies, just their car, still parked at the trailhead, empty, abandoned, waiting. Rangers called it a tragic disappearance, blamed bad weather that came through, blamed poor planning, blamed bad luck, blamed inexperience. Closed the case after 2 weeks, unsolved, unexplained, forgotten. But I know what took them, know what the markers led them to, know what feeds in that clearing, know what builds those structures, know what arranges those bones, know what hunts in those woods. I still hike, still love these mountains, can't stay away. It's in my blood, in my soul, in my identity. But I never follow unmarked trails, never trust strange markers, never investigate odd structures, never go off the established paths, never hike alone anymore, never go without telling someone, never forget what's out there, what's waiting, what's watching, because something lives here, in these mountains, in these forests, in these spaces between trails, something that lures hikers, something that marks false trails, something that builds feeding grounds, something that collects bones, something that arranges offerings, something that hunts, patiently, deliberately, successfully. The trail marker, the false guide, the bone collector, the thing that paints white blazes, leading nowhere, leading everywhere, leading to death, leading to feeding, leading to collection. One hiker at a time, one victim at a time, one disappearance at a time, forever. We were a group of 6 college friends, best friends, known each other for years, roommates, study partners, adventure companions. We did everything together. Annual hiking trip was our tradition. Started freshman year, continued every year since. This was year 5, our final trip together. Graduation was coming. Real world was waiting. This was our last adventure, our final memory, our goodbye hike. This year we chose the Smoky Mountains, Tennessee's side, remote area, backcountry zone, beautiful views, challenging terrain, perfect adventure, perfect challenge, perfect nightmare. We planned 3 days, 2 nights, primitive camping, no facilities, no cell service, no contact with civilization, just us, just nature, just mountains, just danger. We were prepared, had the right gear, right experience, right attitude. All experienced hikers, all capable outdoors people, all confident in our abilities. Marcus was our navigator. Sarah was our safety officer. David handled food. Emma managed first aid. Mike took photos. I coordinated logistics. We were a team, a good team, a skilled team, a doomed team. Day 1 was perfect, better than perfect. Weather clear, sky blue, temperature mild, breeze gentle, trail maintained, well marked, easy to follow. We covered 12 miles, made excellent time, set up camp by sunset, in a beautiful meadow, by a clear stream, with mountain views, paradise, safety. Our last night of normal. We ate dinner together, freeze-dried meals, camp stove coffee, trail mix dessert, told stories, shared memories, laughed about freshman year, about stupid mistakes, about late-night study sessions, about everything we'd been through, everything we'd survived, everything we'd conquered, together, as friends, as family, as targets. Day 2 started early. We broke camp at dawn, hit the trail by 7. Sunrise was beautiful, orange and pink, painting the mountains, painting the sky, painting our last morning. Our route that day took us through a valley, deep valley, narrow valley, steep-sided valley, dense forest valley. The map called it Echo Valley, named for its acoustics, famous for it. Sound bounced off the walls perfectly, created echoes, crystal clear, perfect reproduction, natural phenomenon, popular with tourists, safe, normal, harmless, deadly. We entered the valley at 9 a.m. The change was immediate, dramatic, terrifying. Temperature dropped 20 degrees in seconds, from 70 to 50. No clouds, no wind, no explanation. Just sudden cold, unnatural cold, wrong cold. We stopped, put on jackets, checked weather apps. No cell service, no data, no answers. Decided to continue. Just a microclimate, just a valley phenomenon, just nature, just stupid. The forest was different here. Trees were older, taller, darker, thicker. The canopy was so dense. Sunlight barely penetrated. Everything was shadows. Everything was gloom. Everything was darkness. Everything was wrong. The trail was clear, well maintained, recently used, but empty, completely empty. No other hikers. No birds, no animals, no life. Just us. Just silence. Just fear. We'd been hiking in the valley for 30 minutes when we heard it. A voice calling from ahead, on the trail, around the next bend. Male voice, familiar voice, Marcus's voice, calling someone's name. Sarah, our friend Sarah, who was right there, next to me, walking beside me, touching my arm. Not ahead, not around the bend, not anywhere but here, right here, with us. We all stopped, looked at each other, confused, concerned, curious. Sarah called back, "Who's there?" Her voice echoed, normal echo, bouncing off valley walls, clear reflection, natural acoustics, fading properly, behaving correctly, following physics, following rules, following nature. But the response wasn't an echo, wasn't a reflection, wasn't natural. It was her voice, Sarah's voice, exact match, perfect reproduction, but saying different words, new words, impossible words. Come find me, clear, distinct, deliberate, intelligent, impossible, terrifying. Listen carefully now, stay focused, don't let your mind wander. And if this is getting under your skin, if your heart is racing, if you're looking over your shoulder, good. That means you understand. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Because what happened next, what we discovered about Echo Valley, about what mimics voices there, about what copies sounds, about what hunts with echoes, changed all of us. The two who survived. Forever we stopped, huddled together, discussed, debated, argued. What was that? Who was that? How was that possible? Marcus thought, maybe another hiker, playing a trick, being funny. David suggested recording, someone playing a recording. Emma worried about acoustics, strange reflections, unusual, phenomena. Mike wanted to investigate, to see, to understand. Sarah wanted to leave, to turn back, to escape. I agreed with Sarah. but was out for 2-2. Democracy failed us. The voice kept calling, every few minutes. Sometimes Sarah's voice, sometimes Marcus's, sometimes Mike's, sometimes mine. All of our voices, at different times, from different directions. Always from ahead, always on the trail, always inviting, come here, over here, this way, follow me, come find me, sweet, friendly, familiar, wrong, so dangerous, so deadly. We decided to continue, as a group, stay together, stay alert, stay armed. We had knives, whistles, bear spray, 6 healthy adults, good gear, good training, good odds. We thought, we believed, we hoped. What could go wrong? What could hurt us? What could take us? All of us, at once, in daylight, on a trail, in a national park. Everything could hurt us. Everything did. The voices led us forward, deeper into valley. The trail was clear, but the voices, they seemed to come from slightly off trail, just a little, just a few feet, just enough to make us look, to make us focus, to make us follow, off the path, off the trail, off the map, into the forest, into the trap, into the feeding ground. Marcus noticed first. We'd left the trail, without realizing, without deciding, without noticing. We were 50 feet into the forest, dense forest, dark forest, pathless forest. We turned to go back, but couldn't find the trail, couldn't see it, couldn't hear it. Just forest, just trees, just voices, calling, beckoning, leading deeper. The forest got darker, the air got colder, the voices got clearer, closer, more insistent, more desperate, more real, more hungry. We followed, not deciding to, not choosing to, not wanting to, just following, like puppets, like drones, like prey, compelled, controlled, claimed. We found them, in a clearing, natural clearing, perfect circle, bare ground, standing there, 6 figures, facing away from us, same height as us, same build as us, same clothes as us, same everything as us, exact copies, perfect replicas, impossible duplicates, wearing our backpacks, our jackets, our hats, our everything, but wrong, off, uncanny, terrifying. We froze, all of us, together, stared, tried to understand, tried to process, tried to accept what we were seeing, what we were witnessing, what we were experiencing. This wasn't possible, wasn't real, wasn't happening, but it was, right there, right in front of us, right now, happening, real, impossible. Then they turned, all at once, synchronized, coordinated, choreographed, like they'd practiced, like they'd done this before, like this was routine. For them, their faces were ours, exactly ours. Every detail matched, every scar, every mole, every freckle, every feature, every expression. Perfect copies, perfect mimicry, perfect horror, perfect nightmare, perfect end. But their eyes were empty, completely empty, black, void, nothing, no light, no reflection, no soul, no humanity, no life, just darkness, pure darkness, absolute darkness, looking at us, through us, into us, seeing everything, knowing everything, wanting everything, our faces, our voices, our lives, our souls, our everything. They spoke, using our voices, perfect reproductions, exact matches, saying our thoughts, our memories, our secrets, things we'd said earlier that day, that trip, that year, our lives, things we'd whispered to each other, things we'd only thought, things we'd never spoken. They knew everything, had been listening, had been watching, had been learning, had been copying, For how long? Since we entered the valley? Since we planned the trip? Since we were born? Since we existed? My double spoke first, used my voice, said my thoughts. We've been waiting. So long, so cold, so alone. Thank you. For coming, for bringing life, warmth, existence. We need, we want, we take. The others echoed, different words, same message, same hunger, same intention, same fate. For us, for them, for everyone. Who enters? Echo Valley. Marcus stepped forward, toward his double. Brave, stupid, curious, always the scientist, always needing to understand, to know, to touch. He reached out, his hand extended, toward his copy, toward his death. The double smiled, reached back, their hands met, and Marcus's hand went through, like smoke, like mist, like nothing, like the double wasn't there, wasn't solid, wasn't real, but it was so real, so there, so hungry. The double grabbed, its hand solidified, gripped Marcus's wrist, pulled. Marcus screamed, stumbled forward, into the double, through the double, into nothing. He vanished, completely, instantly, utterly, just gone. No sound, no struggle, no trace. Like he never existed. Like he was never there. Like he was never our friend, never our companion, never real. Then they started walking, all of them, toward us, slowly, deliberately, smiling, with our smiles, with our faces, with our everything. Still silent, still wrong, still hungry, still hunting. We backed away, turned, ran, scattered. The forest, the panic, the darkness, the terror. We separated, lost each other, lost ourselves, lost everything. Running, screaming, crying, dying. I ran with Sarah, just us two. Lost the others in seconds, heard their voices. Behind us, around us, everywhere, calling our names, using our voices. Marcus's voice, David's voice, Emma's voice, Mike's voice, but not them, not anymore. Never them again, just copies, just echoes, just things, wearing their faces, using their voices, hunting their friends, hunting us, collecting us, claiming us. We ran for, felt like hours, probably 20 minutes, crashed through undergrowth, fell, got up, fell again, kept running. Behind us, they followed, not hurrying, not rushing, just following, patient, inevitable, eternal. We burst onto the trail, found the valley exit, found daylight, found warmth, found safety, collapsed, gasping, sobbing, broken, alive, somehow. Why? Why us? Why not them? Why survived? We waited for the others, called their names, our real voices, hoarse, desperate, terrified. No response, no answer, no echoes, just silence. They were gone, for friends, for lives, for souls, vanished, claimed, taken by the valley, by the voices, by the doubles, by the things that copy, that echo, that hunt, that feed on us. Search and rescue came. Massive operation, 50 people, search dogs, helicopters, thermal imaging, 5 days, searched every inch, every trail, every clearing, found nothing. No trace, no evidence, no bodies, no gear, no anything, just their equipment, scattered throughout the valley, arranged carefully, in patterns, in circles, in warnings, their backpacks, their jackets, their everything, but not them. Never them. Never again. Rangers said they must have gotten lost, separated, fell into ravines, died of exposure, natural causes, natural deaths, natural explanations. Close the case. moved on, forgot. But we know, Sarah and I, we know the truth. Know what took them, know what wears their faces now, know what uses their voices in that valley, in those shadows, in those echoes, forever, waiting for the next hikers, for the next voices, for the next victims, for the next copies, for the next feast. Sometimes, late at night, I hear them, my missing friends, calling me from outside my window, from down the hall, from my phone, from nowhere and everywhere, using their voices, perfect reproductions, saying my name, asking me to come back, come to the valley, come find them, come play, come join, come die. I don't answer, don't respond, don't acknowledge, because it's not them, it's what took them, what copies voices, what lives in Echo Valley, the mimics, the echo people, the voice takers, the things that steal sounds, that steal voices, that steal faces, that steal people, that steal lives, and keep them forever in the valley, where echoes never die, where voices never fade, where the copied never rest, where the taken never leave, where the dead keep calling, keep echoing, keep hunting, for more, always more, forevermore. I summit peaks. It's what I do, what I love, what defines me, what consumes me, what completes me. Started in my 20s, fresh out of college, needed adventure, needed challenge, needed meaning, found it on mountaintops, in thin air, in spectacular views, in personal achievement. Now I'm for 23 years of climbing, over 200 peaks summited, every major mountain in the Appalachians, many summited multiple times, every season, every condition, every challenge. Spring flowers, summer heat, fall colors, winter ice. I thought I'd seen everything, thought I knew these mountains, thought nothing could surprise me, thought nothing could scare me, thought I was safe, at the top, in my element, in my domain. I was wrong. So devastatingly wrong. Mount Mitchell, highest peak east of the Mississippi, 6,684 feet, crown jewel of the Black Mountains, queen of the Appalachians. I'd climbed it 15 times, different routes each time, different seasons, different weather, different companions, knew every approach, every trail, every viewpoint, every danger. Or thought I did, thought I knew, thought I understood, thought I was prepared, never was, never could be, never will be, for what lives at the top, for what watches from the summit, for what claims those who climb too high. Last April, beautiful month, perfect weather, spring in full swing, wildflowers blooming, trees leafing out, birds returning, everything alive, everything vibrant, everything beautiful. I decided to solo summit. Had done it before, many times, preferred it sometimes. Just me, just the mountain, just my thoughts, just my achievement. Pre-dawn start was planned, to catch the sunrise, to photograph the view, to experience the magic of dawn on the summit alone. Perfect, safe, fatal. I started at 4 a.m., parking lot empty, trailhead deserted, just me, my headlamp, my ambition. Temperature was 30 degrees, chilly but comfortable, clear sky above, full moon illuminating, stars brilliant, perfect conditions, perfect visibility, perfect approach, made excellent time, steady pace, controlled breathing, efficient movement, reached the tree line at 5 a.m., summit at 5:30, 30 minutes before sunrise. Perfect timing, perfect positioning, perfect target. The summit was mine alone, completely empty. No other hikers, no rangers, no tourists, no witnesses, just me, just wind, just darkness, just something else. Something I couldn't see, couldn't hear, couldn't sense, but it was there. I know now. It was there, watching, evaluating, deciding my fate, my future, my curse. I set up my camera, professional equipment, quality gear, expensive investment, tripod, remote trigger, wide-angle lens, perfect for landscapes, perfect for dawn, perfect for capturing what shouldn't be captured, what shouldn't be seen, what shouldn't be revealed. I lined up the shot, framed the composition, set the exposure, everything perfect, everything ready, everything doomed. That's when I felt it, the sensation of being watched, observed, studied, scrutinized, evaluated, like prey, like target, like specimen. The feeling was overwhelming, undeniable, terrifying. I turned, scanned the summit, checked every direction, every angle, every shadow. Saw nothing, just rocks, just trees, just dawn light, just emptiness. But the feeling persisted, intensified, focused. Something was there. Something was watching. Something was close, very close, right behind me, right beside me, right above me. I walked the perimeter of the summit, every edge, every corner, every view, checked behind boulders, behind trees, behind the observation tower, behind the ranger station, behind everything. Nothing, nobody, just me, alone, isolated, exposed, vulnerable, claimed, but I didn't know yet, didn't understand yet, didn't accept yet what had just happened, what had just started, what would never end. My curse, my burden, my punishment for climbing, for seeing what shouldn't be seen. Keep watching, keep listening. Don't turn away, and subscribe if you haven't already, right now, this second. Because what I found on that summit, what I captured with my camera, what watches from the highest peaks, what has been there longer than we can imagine, longer than we can understand, longer than we can survive, will change how you see every mountain, every view, every peak, every summit, every high place, forever. You'll never climb the same, never summit the same, never look at mountains the same way, ever again. The sun rose, slowly, beautifully, majestically. Light spread across the valley below, illuminating the darkness, chasing the shadows, revealing the world. The view was spectacular, breathtaking, stunning, magnificent. Everything I'd hoped for, everything I'd climbed for, everything I'd risked for. I took photos, dozens of them, different angles, different settings, different focal lengths, different compositions, professional shots, portfolio material, career highlights, life achievements, death sentences. I packed up my equipment, carefully, methodically, professionally. Everything in its place, everything secured, everything protected. Started descending, normal route, normal pace, normal everything. Still feeling watched, still feeling observed, still feeling hunted, still feeling claimed. The sensation followed me, all the way down, every step, every switch, every mile. Never fading, never weakening, never relenting. Just constant, persistent, eternal pressure on my back, on my shoulders, on my soul. Home that night, I reviewed the photos, downloaded them, organized them, labeled them on my computer. Large screen, high resolution, full quality, examining each one, critiquing composition, checking exposure, evaluating color, professional review, standard procedure, standard workflow, standard horror. That's when I saw it, in the first photo, standing at the edge of the frame, behind rocks, behind trees, behind shadows. A figure, tall figure, very tall figure, impossibly tall figure. I zoomed in, enhanced the image, adjusted contrast, boosted shadow detail, sharpened definition, The figure became clearer, more defined, more detailed, more terrifying. It was standing upright, bipedal, human-shaped, but not human. Not at all. At least 9 feet tall, maybe 10, impossibly thin, skeletal, wrong proportions, wrong posture, wrong anatomy, wrong everything. Its limbs, too long, too thin, too many joints, bending wrong directions, impossibly flexible, unnaturally configured. It was watching me, in the photo, its posture, its position, its orientation, all focused on me, on my camera, on my location. Clear intention, clear attention, clear focus. I checked the next photo. Same figure, different position. It had moved. Closer. Between first shot and second shot. Had moved 10 feet. Toward me. Toward my camera. Toward my position. I checked every photo. One by one. Chronological order. The figure appeared. In every single one. Every shot I'd taken. That morning. On that summit. Always present. Always watching. Always focused. On me. And its location changed. Photo to photo. Moment to moment. Second to second. It had moved. Constantly. Continuously. Deliberately. Closer. Each time. Each shot. Each moment. Getting nearer. Approaching. Stalking. Hunting. Claiming. In the final photo. The one I took. Before descending. Before leaving. Before fleeing. It was close. Very close. Terrifyingly close. 20 feet. Maybe less. Barely hidden. Behind a boulder. Leaning out. Reaching around. Staring directly. At camera. At lens. At me. Its face. If you could call it a face. Was wrong. Completely wrong. Utterly wrong. Too long. Too narrow. Too angular. Too sharp. Like carved. From wood. From bone. From nightmare. Its eyes were large. Very large. Impossibly large. Reflective. Like animal eyes. Like cat eyes. Like demon eyes. But positioned wrong. Too far apart. Too high up. Too alien. Too aware. Too intelligent. Too focused. Too hungry. Looking at me. Through the camera. Through the lens. Through time. Through space. Through reality. Seeing me. Knowing me. Claiming me. Forever. I called park rangers. Immediately. That night. Reported it. Sent the photos. High resolution. Full detail. Complete evidence. They were concerned. Took it seriously. Assembled a team. Launched investigation. Searched the summit. Next morning. With dogs. With equipment. With weapons. With courage. Found tracks. Large tracks. Very large tracks. Bipedal tracks. Human-shaped tracks. But wrong size. Wrong depth. Wrong spacing. Wrong everything. They took casts of the tracks. Proper procedure. Scientific method. Professional documentation. Sent to experts. Wildlife biologists. Forensic specialists. Cryptozoologists. Everyone examined. Everyone analyzed. Everyone concluded. The same thing. No match. No identification. No explanation. Unknown species. Unknown creature. Unknown entity. Unknown danger. Unknown horror. Unknown end. For those who see it. Who photograph it. Who summit. Where it watches. I researched. Deep research. Historical research. Archaeological research. Found stories. Dozens of them. Hundreds of them. Going back decades. Going back centuries. Going back millennia. Cherokee legends. About the Summit Watcher. The Peak Guardian. The High Walker. The Sky Sentinel. The Mountain Shadow. Different names. Different languages. Different tribes. Same entity. Same creature. Same horror. Same curse. The stories all agreed. A creature lives. Above timberline. Above civilization. above humanity, above reality, guards the highest places, watches those who climb, observes their behavior, evaluates their respect, judges their worthiness, decides their fate. Most climbers never see it, never know, never get watched, never get judged, never get claimed, but some do, some few, some unlucky, some chosen, some marked, some cursed, for reasons unknown, for purposes unclear, for outcomes terrible, for fates sealed. The Cherokees say, those who see the Watcher are changed, forever changed, irreversibly changed, cursed, marked, claimed. They can never summit again, can never reach peaks, can never climb high, can never touch sky, because it watches, always watches, forever watches, waiting for their return, waiting for their attempt, waiting for their doom. The second time, they never come back, never descend, never return, just vanish, on the summit, in the clouds, in the watching, in the claiming, in the taking, into whatever, wherever, the Watcher takes them, keeps them, claims them forever. I tried to climb again. 2 weeks later, different mountain, different route, different approach, different preparation, different everything. Tried, couldn't, can't. At 5,000 feet, halfway up, I felt it. That same sensation, being watched, being followed, being hunted, being claimed, overwhelming, paralyzing, terrifying. I looked up, toward the summit, above tree line, saw nothing, just mountain, just sky, just clouds. But I knew it was there, higher up, on the summit, waiting, watching, warning, claiming. I turned back, descended, gave up, went home, defeated, broken, claimed, cursed. Haven't summited since. 6 months now, can't, won't, never again. Every time I try, every time I attempt, every time I think about it, I feel it, watching, following, waiting for me, to climb, to summit, to try to die, on its mountain, in its domain, under its watch, forever. The summit watcher, the peak guardian, the high walker, the thing that stands above, the thing that sees all, the thing that judges all, the thing that claims all, who climb too high, who see too much, who witness what shouldn't be seen, what can't be forgotten, what never stops, watching, waiting, claiming, those who dare to summit, where it watches, where it guards, where it hunts, forever. I'm religious about time, always have been, since childhood, since I learned to read a clock, since I understood its importance, its finality, its irreversibility, where 3 watches, different brands, different movements, different time zones, just in case. Check my phone constantly, every few minutes, track every minute, every second, every moment, document everything, timestamps, GPS coordinates, data logs. My friends joke about it, call me obsessive, call me paranoid, call me crazy, call me control freak. I don't care. I need to know, need to track, need to confirm. Time is precious. Time is limited. Time is everything. Time can be stolen after what happened, after those lost hours, after that hike, after that valley, after that impossibility. My friends stopped joking, stopped laughing, stopped questioning, stopped disbelieving, because something took my time, stole my hours, erased my memories, and I'll never get them back, never recover them, never know what happened during those 8 hours that I can't remember. That never happened. That happened to someone else, to something else, to the me that exists in that missing time, in that stolen space, in that taken reality, forever. Roan Highlands, North Carolina-Tennessee border, famous for its balds, open meadows, expansive views, grassy summits, beautiful trails, popular destination, well-marked paths, well-traveled routes, safe, normal, routine. I'd hiked it before. 3 times previously. Knew the trail, knew the timing, knew the distance, knew the difficulty. Easy hike, family-friendly, tourist-approved, safe. I started at 8 a.m., planned to finish by 2 p.m., 6 hours total. Simple math, simple plan, simple hike, simple disaster. Everything was normal. That morning, perfectly normal. Perfect day, clear sky, mild temperature, light breeze, ideal conditions, ideal weather, ideal everything. I felt good, strong, confident, energized, made good progress, steady pace, regular breaks, proper hydration, proper nutrition, proper everything. Took breaks, took photos, took notes, documenting everything. Like always, like I always do, like I needed to do, to prove what happened, to prove I'm not crazy, to prove time was stolen, to prove the impossible. Happened at 10 a.m. Exactly 10 a.m. I reached Carver's Gap, major landmark, parking area, trail intersection, popular spot. I checked my watches, all 3 of them, all synchronized, all accurate, all correct. 10 o'clock exactly, not 9:59, not 10:01, exactly 10 o'clock. All agreed, all confirmed, all documented. I noted it, wrote it down, in my journal. Took a photo, of my watch, of the display, of the time, evidence, documentation, proof, that at 10 a.m. I was there. I existed, I was real, before the taking, before the stealing, before the erasing. I continued hiking, from Carver's Gap, toward Round Bald, next summit, popular section, should take 30 minutes, easy walk, gentle climb, well-worn path. I'd done it before, knew the way, knew the time, knew everything. I started walking, steady pace, normal effort, normal everything. The trail was clear, the day was beautiful, the hike was perfect, perfect trap, perfect theft, perfect impossibility. Pay attention now. This is where it gets strange, where it gets impossible, where it gets terrifying. And if you're feeling that creeping unease, that growing dread, that mounting fear, good, that's correct, that's appropriate, that's necessary. Hit subscribe, right now, because what happened to me, what stole my time, what lives in those highlands, what hunts in that valley, what takes in that place, could happen to anyone, could happen to you, could already be happening, right now, as you listen, as you watch, as you exist, in time, that might not be real. I walked, and walked, and walked. The trail seemed longer than remembered. The slopes seemed steeper than expected. The distance seemed wrong than recorded. But I kept going, kept hiking, kept moving, kept existing, in time that was flowing. Normally, naturally, really, I thought, I believed, I assumed, I was wrong. I checked my watch, casually, habitually, compulsively. Still 10 o'clock. That's odd, I thought. Must have glanced wrong, must have misread, must have been mistaken. Easy mistake, simple error, human fallibility. I kept walking, kept moving, kept hiking, kept checking. 10 o'clock, still 10 o'clock, always 10 o'clock. I stopped, stared, examined. All 3 watches, all showing 10 o'clock, all frozen, all stopped, all impossible. I checked my phone, GPS device, fitness tracker, all showed, all displayed, all confirmed. 10 o'clock, everything frozen, everything stopped, everything impossible at 10 o'clock. Like I'd been stuck, like I'd been paused, like I'd been stopped at that moment. at that time, at that place, for an unknown duration, for an unknown purpose, for an unknown reason that I would never remember, recover, regret enough. I looked around, really looked, carefully, analytically. The landscape was wrong. I was on Round Bald. I recognized it. I'd been here before. 3 times before. I knew this summit, these rocks, these views, these everything, but I didn't remember walking here, climbing here, arriving here. Didn't remember the last 30 minutes, the journey up, the hike between. Just suddenly was here, standing on the summit with no memory of getting here, of being here, of existing here. I checked my GPS, my fitness tracker, my pedometer. All showed normal data, normal distance, normal elevation, normal steps, normal everything. The devices recorded the hike, the journey, the miles, but I didn't. Had no memory, no recollection, no awareness of doing it, of being there, of existing then. Just blank, empty, missing. 8 hours of data, of distance, of life, of existing, just gone, except the time. Everything said, everything showed, everything confirmed. 10 o'clock, like I'd been stuck, paused, frozen in that moment, while my body kept moving, kept walking, kept existing, without me, without my awareness, without my consciousness. Autopilot, sleepwalking, possessed, for 8 hours. That felt like nothing, like instant, like teleportation. I continued hiking, descended from Round Bald, toward parking area, toward my car, toward civilization. Normal pace, normal terrain, normal trail, normal fear, normal terror, normal impossibility. Trying to understand, trying to remember, trying to recover those missing moments, those lost hours, those stolen times. Nothing came, nothing returned, nothing explained, just blank, empty, void. I reached my car, finally, eventually, impossibly, checked the time, the real time, the actual time, the external time, 6 p.m., 6 in the evening. 8 hours had passed, 8 hours, since 10 a.m., since Carver's Gap, since the freezing. 8 hours, gone, vanished, stolen, unaccounted for. But I'd only been hiking, by my memory, by my awareness, by my experience, for 2 hours, maximum, maybe less. 6 hours, gone, missing, taken. Where did they go? What happened during them? What did I do? What was done to me? I checked my devices, all of them. Camera, phone, GPS, fitness tracker, watch, everything. All showed the same thing, the same horror, the same impossibility. Gap in the data, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., 8 hours, missing, no photos taken, no GPS tracking recorded, no fitness data logged, no watch ticks counted, no evidence, no proof, no documentation of what I did, where I went, what happened during those 8 hours. That never happened. To me, I felt fine, physically fine, not tired, not exhausted, not hungry, not thirsty, not sore, not injured, like I'd only hiked 2 hours, like my body agreed with my memory, not with time, not with reality, not with evidence, like those 8 hours had jumped, had skipped, had erased from my body, from my memory, from my existence, but not from reality, not from time, not from the world. I went home that evening, tried to remember, tried to recall, tried to recover, tried to force those missing hours, those lost memories, those stolen moments back into consciousness, back into awareness, back into existence. Nothing worked. Nothing helped. Nothing returned. Just blank. Complete blank. Total void. Absolute absence. Like those hours had been erased, had been removed, had been deleted from my memory, from my life, from my timeline, by something, by someone, by whatever, lives there, hunts there, takes their. I researched online, libraries, archives, historical records, found stories, dozens of them, hundreds maybe, from Roan Highlands, from that specific area, from that exact trail, from other locations, from other hikers, from other victims, same experience, same phenomenon, same impossibility, same lost time, same missing hours, same memory gaps, always starting at 10 a.m., always ending at 6 p.m., always 8 hours, always missing, always gone, always unexplained, always terrifying. Some hikers reported strange marks on their bodies after the lost time, after the blank hours, after the stolen moments, bruises they didn't remember, scratches they didn't feel, punctures they didn't notice, that weren't there before, that appeared during the missing hours, the blank time, the stolen existence. I checked myself that night, stripped down, examined everything, found them. 3 marks on my back, between shoulder blades, in a triangle pattern, perfect spacing, perfect symmetry, perfect geometry, perfect mystery. Each mark was small, precise, clean, like injection sites, like needle marks, like samples taken, or something, inserted, implanted, installed. The marks were fresh, recent, from today, from those hours, from that time, from that missing, that stolen, that taken, 8 hours, when something, someone, whatever, had me, took me, used me, for something, for some purpose, that I'll never know, remember, understand, accept. I went back, 2 weeks later, tried to recreate the lost time, the missing hours, the stolen moments, hiked the same trail, same start time, same conditions, same everything, trying to trigger, trying to remember, trying to understand. Got to Carver's Gap at 10 a.m. Exactly, same as before. Kept hiking. Time flowed normally. No gaps, no jumps, no losses, no theft. Reached round bald in 30 minutes, like it should, like it always does, like it didn't that day. But I felt watched, strongly watched, intensely watched, observed, studied, tracked, monitored. Something was there, following, watching, remembering what it did, what it took, what it might do. Again, to me, to others, to anyone who walks that trail at that time, in that place where time doesn't work, doesn't flow, doesn't exist like we know it, like we trust it, like we need it. I haven't hiked there since. Can't, won't, never. The fear, the uncertainty, the impossibility. Too much, too real, too dangerous. What if it happens again? What if next time is longer, is permanent, is forever? What if next time I don't come back, don't return, don't remember anything, anyone, myself? What if I'll become like the others, the ones who never returned, who walked that trail at that time and vanished into time, into nothing, into wherever, whatever takes us during those lost hours. The time taker, the hour thief, the memory eraser, the thing that steals moments, memories, minutes, hours, days, lives, from hikers, from victims, from anyone who walks that trail at that time, in that place where time doesn't work, doesn't flow, doesn't protect, where something waits, takes, claims parts of us, parts of our lives, parts of our time that will never get back, never recover, never know what happened, what was done, what was taken during those 8 hours that I'll never remember, never recover, never know, never understand, never, except never forget, happened to me, to my time, to my life, forever, missing, gone, stolen, by whatever, whoever, the thing that lives in time, between time, outside time, and takes from us forever. I'm an archaeologist, PhD, 20 years experience. Specialize in Native American sites, specifically Appalachian region. Been studying these mountains for 15 years. Postdoctoral research, university position, published papers, peer recognition, professional reputation, documented hundreds of sites, burial mounds, village sites, tool caches, rock shelters, petroglyph panels, ceremonial grounds, all fascinating, all academic, all documented, all understood, all safe, until I found the stone circle, until I entered it, until I opened it, until I understood what it was built for, what it was containing, what it was keeping from the world, from us, from freedom. The site was reported by hikers last summer. Deep in Great Smoky Mountains, remote area, far from trails, far from roads, far from civilization, far from help, off trail, off map, off record, off limits. They stumbled on it, by accident, by curiosity, by mistake. They described a circle of standing stones, 12 of them, 10 feet tall, 8 feet wide, arranged perfectly, too perfect for natural formation, too precise for random placement, too deliberate for accident, too ancient for modern construction, too wrong for comfort, too dangerous for investigation. But I didn't know, didn't understand, didn't believe. Yet, I organized an expedition through my university, grant-funded, properly equipped, small team, 3 graduate students, all experienced, all capable, all eager, all doomed. Mark was my senior student, 6 years in program. Emma handled documentation, photography and notes. David managed technical equipment, GPS and surveying, all brilliant, all dedicated, all lost now. Because of me, because of my decision, because of my ambition, my curiosity, my arrogance, my fatal stupidity. We hiked in from the nearest road. 3 days hiking, through rough terrain, dense forest, steep mountains. No trail existed. We made our own. Compass navigation, GPS tracking, slow progress, hard miles, brutal elevation, no easy path, no direct route, no simple access, like the mountain didn't want us there, like the forest was warning us away, like nature itself was trying to stop us, turn us back, save us. We didn't listen, didn't heed, didn't care. We found it on day 3, late afternoon, in a clearing, natural clearing, or artificial, impossible to tell. Ancient clearing, very ancient. The stones were there, exactly as described. 12 stones, standing upright, evenly spaced, perfect circle, 50 feet diameter. The stones themselves were massive, 10 feet tall, 4 feet wide, 2 feet thick, granite, local granite, but carved, heavily carved, completely covered in symbols, strange symbols, unknown symbols, disturbing symbols. The symbols were carved deep into the stone, 1/4-inch depth, minimum, weathered smooth, by centuries, by millennia, by time beyond measure. They showed patterns, complex patterns, recurring patterns, mathematical patterns that suggested meaning, purpose, message, function, but not decoration, not art, not writing, something else, something functional, something necessary, something vital, instructions maybe, or warnings, or wards, or seals, or locks. Stay close now. Listen carefully. Don't look away. And if this story is making your skin crawl, if your heart is pounding, if you feel watched, good, perfect, appropriate, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, because what we found inside that circle, what we woke up, what we released, what we unleashed, changed everything about these mountains, about their history, about their secrets, about what lives beneath, about what waits below, about what was sealed for our protection, for humanity's survival, for reality's stability, until I broke it. We set up camp outside the circle. Standard protocol, professional caution, academic restraint. Started documentation, measuring, photographing, recording everything, every stone, every symbol, every detail. Professional work, standard procedure, standard research, fatal methodology. That evening, we discussed the meaning, the purpose, the age, the builders. Mark thought Celtic, pre-Columbian Celtic, possible Atlantic crossing. Emma suggested indigenous origin, Unknown tribe. Lost culture. David proposed. Natural formation. Carved later. Tourist attraction. Modern hoax. I knew they were all wrong. This was something else. Something older. Something important. Something dangerous. Day 2. We entered the circle. All 4 of us. Together. Carefully. Respectfully. Professionally. The center of the circle was clear. Open space. Bare earth. Hard packed. Used frequently or never used. Impossible to tell. Bare of all vegetation. No grass. No moss. No lichen. No life. Nothing grew there. Nothing lived there. Nothing wanted to be there. Except us. Stupid us. Doomed us. Cursed us. I decided to dig. Test pit. Small excavation. Standard archaeological protocol. Standard methodology. Standard disaster. Started in center. Exact center. Perfect circle center. Trowel work. Careful excavation. Professional technique. 6 inches down, I hit something. Hard, solid, resistant. Not earth. Not rock. Not natural. Something placed. Something buried. Something sealed. Something forbidden. I exposed it. Carefully. Slowly. Precisely. Revealing. Inch by inch. A lid. Stone lid. Carved stone lid. Circular stone lid. 3 feet diameter. Perfectly fitted. Precisely carved. Skillfully placed. And covered. Completely covered. Absolutely covered. Densely covered. Densely covered. In symbols. Same symbols as the standing stones. But more. Many more. Covering every inch. Every surface. Every possible space. More urgent. More desperate. More panicked. These weren't instructions. These were pleas, begging, demanding, commanding, warning, whoever, whatever, finds this, do not open, do not release, do not free. What lies beneath, what waits below, what must stay, sealed, forever. We photographed everything. Documented thoroughly, measured precisely. Then we discussed, debated, argued, fought, open it or leave it. Science versus caution, knowledge versus wisdom, curiosity versus survival. We voted, democracy in action, academic process, fatal decision. 3, 2, 1. In favor of opening, of discovering, of releasing. Emma voted no. Wanted to leave it. Wanted to report it. Wanted professionals. I voted yes. Convinced the others. Insisted we proceed. My responsibility. My decision. My fault. My curse that I'll carry forever until it takes me to. We lifted the lid together. 4 people. Maximum effort. It was heavy. Incredibly heavy. Impossibly heavy. Stone doesn't weigh that much. Physics doesn't work that way. But we lifted. We strained. We moved it. Slowly. carefully revealing what was beneath, what was sealed, what was contained, what was imprisoned for millennia, for good reason, for humanity's survival, until we freed it. The hole beneath was deep, very deep, impossibly deep, going straight down into darkness, into earth, into nothing, into everything, into hell. My flashlight couldn't find bottom, just darkness, just depth, just descent, into somewhere, into nowhere, into the place where it waits, where it lives, where it was sealed, where it should have stayed. Forever gold air rushed out, like exhalation, like breathing, like relief, like release, like escape, like freedom. Temperature dropped, dramatically, instantly, impossibly, 40 degrees, in seconds, from 70 to 30. Our breath visible, our skin froze, our blood chilled, our souls recognized danger, horror, death, but too late, too late, for us, for humanity, for reality. Our instruments, all of them, everything electronic, everything modern, everything human, just stopped. Cameras died, batteries drained, GPS offline, radio silent, phones dead, watches stopped. Everything, everything, everything that made us modern, safe, connected, protected, just ceased, functioning, working, existing, in the presence of what we released, freed, unleashed, on the world, on humanity, on reality. Something rose. From the hole, from the depths, from the prison, from the seal. Slow, steady, inevitable. Not physical, not solid, not visible, not there, but present. Absolutely present. Overwhelmingly present. Terrifyingly present. Aware, ancient, angry. It filled the circle, filled the clearing, filled the forest, filled the mountain, filled the world, like fog, like smoke, like presence itself, like consciousness itself, like existence itself, but wrong, old, evil. We couldn't see it, couldn't touch it, couldn't fight it, couldn't escape it. It was everywhere, everything, everyone, taking, claiming, possessing. My team changed immediately, instantly, completely. Their faces went blank, expressions vanished, humanity disappeared. Their eyes went dark, black, void, empty, no light, no life, no soul. Their voices went silent, words stopped, thoughts ceased, selves vanished. They just stood, all three, staring at nothing, at everything, at me, like they were no longer them, no longer students, no longer human, no longer real, just shells, just vessels, just containers for what came out of that hole, what we released, what we freed, What now? Owned them, controlled them, used them. Forever, I ran. Instant decision, no thought, no plan, no courage, just fear. Pure fear. Absolute fear. I abandoned them. My students. My responsibility. My team. My fault. Left them standing. In that circle. Possessed. Claimed. Lost. I ran. Through the forest. Through the mountains. Through 3 days of hell. No food, no water, no rest, no stops, just movement, just survival, just fleeing. Behind me, I heard them, following, not running, walking, synchronized, mechanical, controlled, calling my name, using their voices, but wrong inflection. Wrong tone, wrong emotion, wrong everything. Because it wasn't them. Wasn't anything human. Wasn't anything that should exist in our reality, in our world, in our timeline. I escaped. Somehow reached civilization. Told authorities. Park rangers, police, FBI, everyone. They investigated, sent teams, found the site, found the circle, found the hole, sealed again, the lid replaced, the symbols renewed, fresh carvings, recent work done by someone, something. After I left, after I escaped, after I fled. Who did it? What did it? Why did it? Seal it again, after releasing what was inside. Who now walks free, wearing my students, using their bodies, speaking their voices, living their lives. My team never found. No trace. No evidence, no bodies, no remains, no proof. They existed, just their equipment, their belongings, their documentation, arranged carefully, inside the circle, in a pattern, in a design, in a message, in a warning. Don't come back, don't investigate, don't disturb. Who it was sealed, what was contained, what was imprisoned, what is now free, walking, hunting, using my students as vessels, hosts, suits to walk in our world, in our reality, among us. Forever, I lost my position. My reputation, my career, my sanity, my everything. But worse, I lost them. My students, my responsibility, my fault, because I opened what should stay, sealed because I freed what should stay, imprisoned because I released what the ancestors, ancient peoples, dead civilizations, sacrificed everything to contain, to seal, to protect us from the stone circle guardian, the earth dweller, the sealed one, the thing that waits beneath in darkness, in hunger, in patience, in anger for the next archaeologist, hiker, fool, who opens, who frees, who dies, who becomes. Another vessel, another host, another suit for it to wear, to use, to walk in our world, in our reality, forever, until everyone is claimed, is filled, is used by what came from beneath the stone circle that I opened, released, doomed us all. I'm a single mother, 2 kids, 2 beautiful kids, ages 7 and 9, Emma and Jake, my whole world, my everything, my reason for living, working, existing. We hike together, family bonding time, quality time together, healthy activity, away from screens, away from technology, away from modern distractions. Every weekend we escape, find trails, explore nature, create memories, create bonds, create family. Until last month, until we tried craggy gardens, until we met them, the fog children, the gray ones, the things that aren't children, that want children, that take children, that almost took mine. Craggy Gardens, Blue Ridge Parkway, North Carolina, famous area, famous for rhododendrons, famous for views, famous for beauty, famous for families, safe place, popular place, well-traveled place, perfect family hike, easy trail, short distance, beautiful destination, perfect day planned, perfect disaster waiting. We started late morning, around 10 a.m. Weather forecast was perfect, clear skies, mild temperatures, no precipitation, no problems, no warnings, no hints of what waited, what watched, what wanted. Trail was easy, well maintained, well marked, well traveled, well documented. We had everything, snacks, water, first aid kit, everything prepared, everything planned, everything. Wrong? Within an hour? Everything changed, everything ended, everything became nightmare. The fog rolled in, suddenly, impossibly, completely, no warning, no gradual buildup, no natural formation, just suddenly, there, thick fog, dense fog, unnatural fog. It came from nowhere, from nothing, from something wrong. No clouds above, no weather systems, no meteorological explanation, just appeared, surrounded us, trapped us, claimed us. The temperature dropped 20 degrees in seconds, from warm to cold, from comfortable to freezing. My kids shivered, moved closer, held tighter, scared, so right to be scared. Visibility dropped immediately, dramatically, terrifyingly, from clear to 10 feet, then 5, then 3, then inches. I couldn't see the trail anymore, couldn't see the markers, couldn't see the trees, couldn't see anything except white, thick white. Moving white, alive white. My kids were right next to me, holding my hands, gripping tight, but I could barely see them. Just shapes, just shadows, just outlines, in the white, in the thickness, in the wrong, something was, in the fog, with us, around us, watching us, wanting us, hunting us. That's when we heard them. Voices, children's voices, young voices, happy voices, laughing, playing, singing, in the fog, all around us, near us, close, very close, maybe 5 feet, maybe less, maybe touching, but invisible, hidden, concealed, in the white, in the thickness, in the impossibility, multiple voices, many children, dozens maybe, playing games, having fun, being children, being wrong, being hunters, being death. My daughter, Emma, sweet Emma, innocent Emma, called out, "Hello, who's there? Do you want to play?" The laughter stopped. Instantly, completely, suddenly, like switch, like command, like trap. Silence, complete silence, total silence, oppressive silence, oppressive silence. For 30 seconds, 40, 50, just white, just cold, just terror. Then a voice, child's voice, girl's voice, Emma's age, maybe younger, maybe much younger, maybe centuries younger. Come play with us. Sweet voice, innocent voice, wrong voice, so wrong, not natural, not human, not real, not safe, not anything. That should exist, that should speak, that should invite. Listen carefully now, very carefully. Don't let your mind wander. Don't look away. Don't stop listening. Because what happened next, what we encountered, what tried to take, my children, my babies, my everything, is every parent's nightmare, made real, made manifest, made hunting. Subscribe now, right now, this second, because you need to know, need to understand, need to believe what's out there, what waits in fog, what calls to children, what takes children, what keeps children, forever playing, forever cold, forever wrong. More voices joined, many more, dozens of them, hundreds, maybe, children, all children, different ages, different genders, different accents, different languages, some English, some Cherokee, some older, much older, ancient, dead languages, lost tongues, forgotten words, languages that shouldn't exist, shouldn't be spoken, shouldn't be remembered, all saying the same thing, in their language, in their way, in their invitation, in their trap. Play with us, stay with us, join us, forever, 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 sweet, innocent, deadly. My kids wanted to go toward the voices, toward the children, toward the fog, toward the death. They pulled, hard, insistent, desperate, compelled, like magnets, like gravity, like spell, like they were controlled, commanded, claimed, not choosing, not deciding, not wanting, just pulled toward the voices, toward the fog, toward the things that weren't children, that wanted children, that take children, that keep children, forever playing, forever dead, forever theirs. I held them back, gripped their hands, squeezed hard, too hard, hurt them, made them cry, but held them, kept them, protected them. Something was wrong here. Something was hunting. Something wanted. My children, specifically, deliberately, purposefully. I could feel it in the air, in the cold, in the fog. Hunger, ancient hunger, child hunger, not for food, for company, for playmates, for friends, for victims, for collections, for forever. Shapes appeared in the fog, small shapes, child-sized shapes, many shapes, dozens, hundreds maybe, moving, dancing, playing, circling, surrounding, trapping, but wrong movement, wrong dance, wrong play, too fluid, too coordinated, too perfect, too synchronized, like puppets, like dolls, like machines, like something, pretending to be children, to be innocent, to be harmless, to be safe, but being none of those, being hunters, collectors, takers of children. I saw one clearly, just one, for just a moment, just a second, as it passed, close, very close, too close, arm's reach, a child, maybe 6 years old, maybe centuries old, small girl, wearing old clothes, very old, pioneer era, maybe earlier, homespun dress, simple design, hand-stitched, bare feet, pale skin, too pale, too white, too gray, like ash, like smoke, like death. And her eyes, God, her eyes, empty, black, void, endless, like looking into nothing, into darkness, into death itself. No soul, no life, no humanity, just hunger. She reached out toward my son, Jake, my baby, my boy, tried to grab his hand, tried to pull him, tried to take him. I pulled him away, fast, hard, desperate. The fog child smiled, not friendly, not innocent, not childlike, something else, predatory, ancient, evil. Teeth showed, too white, too sharp, too many, not human. Teeth, not animal teeth, something else, something designed, something evolved, something created for cutting, for tearing, for feeding. On what? I don't know. Don't want to know. I ran, no discussion, no hesitation, no thought, just action, just survival, just mother, protecting cubs. Dragged my kids off the trail, through the fog, away from the voices, away from the children, away from the feeding ground, away from the trap, away from the collection. Behind us, they followed, all of them, dozens, hundreds, maybe thousands, running, laughing, singing, playing, hunting, patient, persistent, eternal, not hurrying, not desperate, not worried, just following, knowing we'd tire, we'd fall, we'd be there as my kids were, crying, terrified, confused, tired, but running. Good kids, strong kids, brave kids, survivors. I kept dragging, kept pulling, kept running. No direction, no plan, no hope. Just movement, just escape, just away. The voices surrounded us, came from every direction, every side, every angle. No escape, no exit, no hope. We were trapped, claimed, doomed. Then suddenly, without warning, without transition, we burst from the fog, like breaking surface, like emerging, like birthing, into sunlight, into warmth, into safety, into reality. The fog ended, sharply, definitively, impossibly, like a wall, like a barrier, like a boundary. Behind us, the fog remained, white, thick, solid. The voices still calling, still singing, still hunting. But we were out. We were safe. We were alive. We were free. Somehow. Why? Why us? Why alive? Why free? We collapsed. All three, together, holding each other, crying, shaking, breathing, living. Behind us, the fog wall, standing, waiting, the voices continuing, calling our names, using children's voices, begging us, come back, come play, come stay, forever, forever, forever. But we didn't, wouldn't, couldn't, never again, never again, never return, never understand why we survived, why we escaped, why we're allowed to live, to leave, to remember. I reported it immediately that day to rangers. They investigated. Next morning, sent teams with equipment, with dogs, with weapons, with courage, with stupidity. Found nothing. No fog, no children, no evidence, no proof. Said it was just weather, just atmosphere, just nature, just misunderstanding, just stress, just imagination. But they won't hike there. Rangers avoid it, carefully, deliberately, quietly. Locals avoid it. Mountain people know about the fog, the children, the price. I researched, obsessively, desperately, completely, found records, old records, very old, going back centuries, millennia maybe. Children disappeared from that area, from that trail, from that mountain. Dozens of them, hundreds maybe, all during fog, all hearing voices, all following, friends, all never found. No bodies, no evidence, no explanation. Just gone, taken, claimed by the fog, by the voices, by the children, who aren't Children. Cherokee legends say long ago, before memory, before history, before records, a village was cursed, plagued, destroyed. Disease came, killed children, all children, every child, in one winter, one terrible winter. Parents went mad with grief, with loss, with rage, with denial. They performed ritual, dark ritual, forbidden ritual, to bring them back, to restore them, to fix everything, to undo death. The children returned from death, from grave, from beyond, but wrong, changed, twisted, hungry, not for food, for company, for playmates, for more children, to join them, to play with them, to be with them. Forever, they killed their parents, their tribe, their village, everyone, then vanished into the fog, into the mountains, into legend, into waiting for more, always more, forevermore. But they're still there, still hunting, still calling, still waiting for fog, for children, for families who hike, who wander, who listen, who respond to voices, to laughter, to calls for play. The fog children, the gray ones, the lost tribe, the things that were once human, once innocent, once alive, now something else, something hungry, something eternal, something waiting, collecting more children, building their tribe, growing their numbers, their collection, their family, their forever. One family at a time, one child at a time, one fog at a time, one mistake at a time, one answered call at a time, forever, waiting, playing, hunting, in the fog, on that mountain, in those woods, where children's voices never stop, never rest, never leave, calling, always calling, for playmates, for friends, for victims, for you, for your children, for everyone's children, forever, in the fog, in the cold, in the gray, in the death that looks like children playing